As I first meet with a client, we talk about appointments. I'll ask the question, what critical performance metrics are you tracking? And that opens a conversation. There's two parts of appointments. The first is getting appointments, and the second is making sure those appointments are being kept. There's two sides of that story. You can find improvement in both areas. So let's just run through these questions very quickly. What are your metrics? What's your process? And you'll go down through several questions to get an understanding. And we come to areas of impact. So what areas of impact do you see that have the most glaring possibilities for improvement? Okay, and I say here, have them elaborate as much as possible. So we might find the answer in the breakthrough for them right there. What policies or procedures do you have in place that your sales force follows? Okay, to what extent do you think they follow these? Well, if they're doing well, then you could say, what room do you think for improvement do you think is possible? And if they're not doing well, how possible is it to get your staff to start following the processes, policies, or procedures that you have? Always impact there. Now, after you've explored these fully, as I've said, continue to the next set. How many attempts will your sales force make before they give up? Do you think your staff could do better? If you have a follow-up procedure, or do you have a follow-up procedure in place so that you ensure that the prospect will keep their appointment? If yes, describe it. Do you see any room for improvement here? Okay, there's your impact. If no, well, if you did implement a formalized follow-up procedure that was systematically followed, how many more appointments would be kept? So this little question right here can often have a dramatic effect or impact for a client. Perhaps their system is to make appointments and people come into their office and something happens, they aren't kept. I mean, you can often find ways to creatively increase that number, and that alone might add 10% to their revenues. But of course, it all depends on the company and what their business process is.